all the time. People worry and they lose their minds. All you really gotta do is let go, let go, let go. You miss your home, you miss your family. It's harder than it used to be. Time moves so fast that you feel so slow, and you can't let go. Every day you're wondering when that shiny day is coming. But for now you just stand in the rain, and you can't let go. People worry all the time. People worry and they lose their minds. What are you really gonna do? Let go. It's heartaches and memories, reflections of what
all
used
right.
to be.
Let's see.
You're wasting time, just step back and rewind and let go.
I'm touching buttons. All sorts of buttons. Let's see. Let's go over to Theta first. Thanks, let's see. What we got? Lawrence, Lupino, Joe Pirate, Z Sweetout, Crypto Yayo. That's a good one. SGO Theta TV. Gordon. What up, Gordon? Antonio. S2K Hobo. The real J. Cole. Not the fake one. Rasta. What's up, man? Sniper Princess. CC Brown. Spirella. All right, cool. So we got our peeps over there. Let's go over to the YouTube. Jimmy, what's up? Joe Fernandez, ¿qué estás haciendo? JJ, Bitcoin Candy, Emmanuel, P. Kelly, Ella Paul, Wheeze the Juice. What up? Barno, Scorp on the other side. Ryan, Wojtek. Yes, both of you, Ash and Dave. Nice to see you. Other Scott, even though there's no other Scott, both of you are the other Scott. It's like there's two. You guys want a blonde joke? Or would it be a blonde joke or would it be a Doge joke? No, it's a blonde joke. They're the same thing. So there's a guy that owns Doge on one side of the river and a guy that owns Doge on the other side of the river. And the guy on one side of the river says, "How do you get to the other side?" And the other guy says, "You're on the other side." What? Nothing? Nothing? You don't get like you don't get the full laughter on that? You don't get a full like round of applause? Yeah, I get it. Okay. So let's see what's going on over here. So we have Brady, we have Candace, we have Tom, Tiffany, Sylvia, Demayan. Oh man, it just keeps going. Boop boop. Sunil, Michael. Did I get it right? Yes. Okay, cool. Sunil, here. Oh God. Patsy, Hoop and Tony, Jerry. What up, Jerry? There's not a timeline, but usually when it starts floating out there in commentary by Brian Armstrong from interviews with CNBC and things like that, usually it's only a few weeks away. So, proceed with your own fair level of caution. I wouldn't say make any trading decisions based on this, but I would say if you have tokens on this list, we'll get into it later, but I probably wouldn't dump them until you're really leading into it. Now, here's what we know. You guys know Coinbase listings do two things. It pumps a coin and then dumps a coin. You have to sell within about the first 20 minutes or you sell the day before. And almost always you win. And when I say almost, it's like always. The coins, they never don't retrace, meaning they always do retrace. They always reject whatever those silly tops are, and then it drops back down. It's happened over and over and over. So there you go. So Scott Hill, Liquid Smoke. That's a cool one. Liquid Smoke Jr. because there's a Liquid Smoke Senior, and obviously you don't want to step on his toes. Judy, what up? It's a dad joke, actually. It could be a blonde joke, a dad joke, or a Doge joke. Somebody wants these new people. Yeah, I know, I got. Let's see. Frank, Adam, what up, Adam? And I think we got the entire team. Claire Smith, 29 LH 06 Ocean Dawn, Solid Gold, JR80 Hologram. I think that's everyone. Cool. So we'll go to these non-commercial breaks, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about all sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about how you should game theory Nexo if you're going to take on leverage, because obviously, for those of you that thought, okay, everything's down on Saturday, I'll take leverage now and I'll go buy some stuff. You got fucking nuked. And then if you did it on Sunday, okay, today it's down. I'm going to go borrow against my crypto. I'm going to go borrow against my Bitcoin, and I'm going to buy some alts. You got nuked. Guess what? If you did it yesterday, you got nuked. If you did it this morning about 4 hours ago, you're okay. Or you just do it within very controllable limits. And there's a way to kind of set your limits. And I think it bases around pivoting off the Nexo token, its price action. And I think there's some very basic guidelines that we can live within, and essentially use the Nexo token as I can own the Nexo token, and I can invest that amount worth of leverage against my other assets and not be in too much danger, because if there was some unwind and I got screwed on leverage, I could, if I had to, sell my Nexo token and cover that loss. And so it's essentially like you can own Nexo token, and you can probably, within reasonable limits, use that as leverage. So you have the goose and the eggs. Is that right? Goose and the eggs, cow and the milk. Your cake and eat it too. Go down the line, whatever one of those you want to use. Belinda Cook, Baykeeper, Pablo. Okay, so we'll be back. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about a little bit about these coins. Not too much. You get it. It's probably most of the reason why VeChain's been pumping, and some of these other coins are I mean, you saw Keep was going stupid, and Live Peer had a run. Horizon had a run. AR Weave hasn't had its run yet, but me thinks it will. We'll see. We shall see. So we'll be back after these non-commercial messages. Okay. We're also going to, so we're going to talk about Nexo leverage. I think I didn't need the word news there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about Nexo leverage and kind of just some ideas, some thoughts around that I have. We're going to look at Gate, do a little cool walkthrough. They have some really cool products over at Gate. So again, not telling anyone to do it or to use it or to not or to whatever or blah, but it's something you should pay attention to, because even the most random, hard to get nebulous tokens can be found on Gate. And in the description, I have one of those click through referral links, and me and you, when you use it, you don't get money, because some of these give you like $10 or whatever. This one reduces your fees for a certain amount of time by like 20%. You get a 20% reduction, and I get a 20% reduction, and you. So I think that's a better referral fee. I don't want your money, man. I just want to save money. I'm a coupon guy. Do you guys ever, when you're looking at like the different like dishwasher detergent, they're all the same, unless it's going to rip your skin in half or whatever. It's basically the same crap. So you're like, okay, this one is 14.7 cents an ounce. This one is 12.6. I'm doing the 12.6. I'm frustrated when they don't have the math, and then I got to like sit with my phone and like do the math. But I like look for the best per ounce. I'm trying to arbitrage trade clothing soap, but whatever, right? If you practice, you practice. Cool, man. So we got these tokens coming. Let's just cover this first. There's a big list. This is out of 100 tokens that Brian Armstrong said that they're looking at bringing on. And gone are the days where he would say that stuff and 2 years later the tokens would drop. There have been murmurings of VeChain listing. ARweave was a big surprise, but these are the tokens that seemed pretty valid based on a couple of different bits of news that I read. Do we know when? No, but he usually starts talking this stuff up about 2 weeks out. So I would guess in the next couple of weeks is probably why VeChain has been as successful at it as it has been. TS, what up? So, yeah. Okay. Nexo token doesn't allow you to repay the debt directly with Nexo token. Guess what you can do, Barno? You can sell it into USDT and pay off your debt. What? You would have to anyway, based on what I'm going to tell you, which is the only safe way to borrow. And it's essentially you're using it as one-to-one collateral, right? It allows you to own Nexo token and invest that same amount of money that you had for Nexo token in other tokens, as long as you have some other piece of collateral. It's a protection mechanism so that people don't get out over their skis and get melted. Why? Because I dealt with somebody, when was it? Yesterday, right after, doesn't matter when it was. I don't want to give anybody, my point was I dealt with someone that took a little run at buying the dip, and they borrowed a Nexo, and they borrowed as much as they could, and the dip was only halfway through the dip. And then you saw what happened yesterday night. The dip became a bigger dip, and they got in trouble. So anyway, we worked our way out of it. It involved some Nexoing. So you don't want to get over leveraged. You don't need to. The space pays you to stay. It pays you to stay silent. It pays you to do nothing. This is a space that there's a lot of liquidity coming in, but when you exit, the liquidity is gone, right? Why? Because everybody's going to the sidelines as quick as possible. So you want to plan your worst case scenario. Everything's fine when we have 3-4 months straight of straight up, right? And then we hit a 12, 15, 20%. What was the total? Let's see. This is about a 22, 25% sell-off. It's a pretty big one. Not so much for Bitcoin. I mean, it was, at one point, 14,000. What is that? Little over 20% dip in about 3 days. So since from Saturday to Monday, a pretty good little hit. Crypto Gamer, what up? Kevin Broadway, what up? What HK, what up? Let me see. Is there anybody I missed? Okay, TS Monkey, good. My calves are sore. Yes, thank you. All day. I'll be here all day. Let's see. What's some good background music that you guys haven't heard? I'll play some stuff in the background. Some stuff you're not used to. Dubai Money, what up? Okay. Oh, Biotech Breakout, what's up? So we know these tokens are coming at some point. We know that Coinbase is going to expand very rapidly. Their goal is to get into, in my opinion, well, not my opinion, it's coming from Brian Armstrong. They want to get into lending. They want to get into leverage. So here comes the zero-sum game part of these lending platforms. None of these guys want to be competing directly with Coinbase. Why? Coinbase is official now. Coinbase is traded on exchanges. Let's look at Coinbase while we talk about it. All right, 318. Look at that drop. Yeesh. Okay, so we have the amazing opening day. Yes, a couple of people bought right there. You never buy in the beginning. Options, guess what? They start today. Yes, let me close that. Options start today. That's how quick they got these suckers out the door. How would I play Coinbase? I would play it through options and options specifically. I would be selling puts all over the place. Let me see if I can pull up the options board for this bad boy. Ooh, we could have a whole, it might not be exposed. I may have to log in. Okay, I'd have to log in. We'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll look at options, Coinbase options, and how that play would look. Okay. Anyway, if you take day one off the chart, and I know we're getting all over the place, but this is important. There's some decent volatility there. Okay. So think we're 317, 340, 330, 340. So put this in Bitcoin terms. 31,000, 34,000, 33,000, 34,000, 32,000, 32,000, 31,000, all in the space of about 5 days. You notice this doesn't track as violently as the Bitcoin tracks, does it? So, because there's a lot of other things going on. So it isn't just that Coinbase is a proxy for Bitcoin. So the whole idea of owning Coinbase so that you don't have to own Bitcoin, nope. However, if you like the idea of a vertically integrated fintech that could pay you, and you also like the idea that they're going to get into lending, that they're going to get into probably all sorts of safe amounts of leverage, bank quality leverage. I don't think they're going to go as far down the leverage path. My guess is they want to get into collateralized lending, which is a form of leverage, right? But they want to collateralize assets. They want to get into staking, and they want to get into eventually mortgage. They want to get into auto, and they want to get into debt restructuring. That's my guess. Why? Because those are the three main areas of lending that you get into when you want to be a financial institution. And as a vertically integrated fintech solution, all of these other lenders are going to have to start looking at what Coinbase is doing. If Coinbase goes after that space, first of all, I don't know. I don't think Celsius even survives that. Nexo probably has the best chance. BlockFi could probably service institutional clients, but they're not going to be able to service better. Matter of fact, half of BlockFi's custody is probably done at Coinbase custody. Maybe it's a takeout target. So maybe what Coinbase does is with some of this newfound cash, maybe they go buy a BlockFi or something like that. If they don't want to kind of lay the lines of infrastructure down on their own, maybe they just buy into it. Mergers and acquisitions, always easier to just gobble up somebody rather than build from scratch. So don't be surprised if Coinbase, they may have already, but don't be surprised if they go out after a couple of lenders. I don't know if Nexo, it's interesting. I don't know if Nexo would be on their radar, but maybe. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'm a Nexo premium with 12x unwind to friends at 230. Okay. There's no liquidity, open interest on call option chain. Yeah, probably not, because it's just getting established right now. It's like, this is day one. So yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Let me take this banner off because I think you guys get it. You get it. Okay. So let's go over and let's look at some notables. Let me make sure I'm not ignoring anyone. The Pharaoh, what's going on? Did you guys hear? It's kind of offhand. Did you guys hear that the Diem coin, Facebook's Diem coin, is looking at potentially being a way for central bank backed assets to launch, basically using their prototype or using their template. So they would create a template that central banks could come and just go pew, pew, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Yep, Diem coin. Guess what Diem coin is not? Diem coin is not XLM. Diem coin is not QNT. Diem coin is certainly not XRP. No one really knows what Diem coin is going to look like, but we know what it won't look like. It won't look like some kind of, failed bit attempt at a third-party bridge asset. So just keep that in mind, that the bridge asset space is going away It's eroding every day. If you're listening, it seems kind of obvious. Maybe I'm the only one that is beating that drum. I don't know. Okay. The Bitcoin 55.4, so it's down from yesterday, obviously. Well, it's technically up since the last moment we talked. But at the end of the show yesterday, we were in the 56s, I believe. But anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're up, down on the week, down on the month. So in the last 30 days, the coin is down. Why? Because we were right around 60, 58 to 60. Who cares? Ethereum, 2100. Cool. It's up on the day. You're starting to see some pockets of green. Cardano, still, it's about flat. 0.08 basis point drop. But it's down on the month, 2%. That's negligible. And it's down on the week, 15%. So it took a big hit, as did the Bitcoin, as did the Polkadot. These layer twos got punished, all except for Ethereum, because Ethereum broke through. Ethereum was also the one to lead the charge a few weeks ago in the last 20% overnight drop when people got over their skis and started getting stupid leverage and bought into dumb internet hype. Cool. The VeChain seems to be performing just fine. All green. Four greens. Okay. Other notables, Mana. Other notables, Nexo. Four greens for the Nexo. Other notables, that's it. Those are the most notables. Near got punished. So the layer one, the protocol layer stuff got flummoxed. If you are looking to get into AGI, that's pretty sweet. Fetch, also pretty sweet. This was 69 cents, almost 70 cents about a week ago. Look at these guys. They're down. So here's where you do. You look at your list and you go, oh, look at these assets that I like. They are down. OGN, it's up a fraction, but it was $1.66. That thing was over $3. If you want it, go get it. It's down 35%. And this is how you should be shopping. You look at your assets that you would normally be dollar cost averaging or adding to, and that's where you may want to go and pick on those. So that's where I'm looking. AGI, Fetch. I'll probably add, because I said under $2, I'm going to add Audius. So I will be adding Audius. So these three are definitely on I added Fetch, I added AGI. Let's look at 1 inch. 1 inch kind of flat, kind of rebounding, but it's only down 14%. I got my original investment out of 1 inch. So what's left in it is profit. So I will not touch that. I have a free position. Free is awesome. Let's look at the Nexo token and let's come up with a game plan that it works for me. It may not work for you. All right. So here's the idea. We're going to take the aggregate price. We're just going to draw a line right in the middle. Why? Because we got to start somewhere, right? Let me go back to okay, cool. Jeffrey, what's going on, buddy? Is it a good idea to split ads evenly between Fetch and AGI? Well, I don't know who the winner is. So I just say for every $10 going into the protocol layer space for AI, I'm going to go 50-50. And the prices will adjust around, but I'm going to go 50-50. The cool thing about AGI is you probably missed the first snapshot, but over the next 3 months, they're giving out 5% of the Singularity DAO token as an airdrop. So you may want to be around for that. Just saying. Okay. Let's go back to this cool thing. So if we just draw a common sense line right in the middle of the price action, we've got about $2.19. Let's be safe. Let's call it $2. Okay. $2. And let's say you have 1,000 of these bad boys. So you have $2,000 worth of Nexo. Then I say it's safe. And again, reverse the math. 2,000 Nexo does not equal $2,000. 2,000 Nexo equals the price of Nexo, which is about $3.45 right now, as we just looked at it. Let me bring this down. It's about $3.45. Yes, I get it. You have 3,840 bucks per ton. So you have 7,680. Okay, cool. So you have 7,680. But listen, we're going to assume that it's not going to always be happy trails, good times. We're going to assume that in a massive sell-off, in some kind of cascading liquidation, full S-ing your pants panic, that the coin gets chopped in half. So that's where we kind of mark it at $2. So if I have 1,000 Nexo, it doesn't matter that it's $3,840. I have $2,000 worth of loan that I can take against it. Now, I need other collateral in my account, likely Bitcoin, Ethereum, something like that. Even stablecoin. If you want to really do this and you don't want to have any kind of unwind, you would have a mixture of stablecoins. That way, the collateral is really the collateral. If you want to keep your collateral in Bitcoin and grab some Bitcoin, because if you stake on Nexo, you get more Bitcoin. You get the asset that you're staking, and you're not really staking. So let me unwind that. You're not staking on these platforms. This is not staking. This is simply gaining interest because they're loaning your currency units out, okay, in a variety of ways, mostly to probably profligate borrowers that are doing insane things in certain, leverage markets. That's neither here nor there. You get, depending on your level, whether it's, beginner, bronze, gold, silver, gold, platinum, whatever, you get an interest rate return on your assets that are parked over on Nexo. Cool. So if you're, depending on where you are, you're getting a certain amount of interest. Well, that doesn't matter. What I'm talking about is you have assets on there. You want to borrow against those assets and go out into the market. But don't base it on those assets that are collateralized. Base it on your Nexo, right? Base it on the Nexo. Why? Two reasons. One, owning the Nexo token gives you better return rate. It gives you better borrowing rate, so you win twice. I get a higher interest paid on my collateralized assets. I have to pay a lower interest rate on my borrowed assets, but only borrow an amount that is equal to half of the value of your Nexo, because if there was some cascading liquidation, earthquakes and cats and dogs sleeping together and electromagnetic pulse rays and whatever. Elon Musk turns out to be, robot and all this kind of stuff, and everything collapses and the whole market S's the bed. You can probably get out of your Nexo. It's unlikely that it would drop by half before you could get out and satisfy your debt. Because if the other tokens S the bed, okay, you may not be able to go, and you may not want to sell out of those to cover loss, and you don't want to be forced stabilized. What is forced stabilization? You have, X amount of Bitcoin, the price drops, like, you borrowed at 62,000, the price goes to, 40, 45, and you either get dangerously close or you are there. They start to forcibly stabilize, meaning you owe more money than is safe for them to keep in some ratio of collateral. So you have some Bitcoin or whatever, and you borrowed 10 grand, and Bitcoin gets chopped by 35%, and the other assets start to drop, meaning as your collateral shrinks, your loan to value ratio goes the other way, meaning you have too big of a loan compared to your collateral. Oh, and guess what? If the whole market's crushing, getting dusted, the things that you bought with that collateral, with that loan, they're getting dusted. So you can't sell them either. So what you bought with your loan, because you're all in, is getting decimated, and your collateral is getting decimated. At a certain point, they force stabilize, right? What does that mean? They start selling your assets, your Bitcoin, whatever, at a low price just to make sure your loan to value ratio stays in check, to cover your debt. Okay. And they go back to stablecoin, which is cool. And it may even protect you against yourself. But if you get to the point where you're getting forced stabilized, dude, you just gave up tons and tons of your winnings because you just simply had to be leveraged. So again, I don't think anybody should take on leverage other than a very quick tactical little hit. Pew, pew. And how do we know? That's gambling. We don't know. But if you're going to take on leverage, have a provision in place where you have some solid collateral. Now, you're not the only one that's going to probably imagine using that chunk of Nexo as a OF account where, hey, I could sell my Nexo token to satisfy my debt. So make sure that your debt is double collateralized by Nexo. Does that make sense? So assume that your Nexo tokens are half the value they are and only borrow that amount. Voila. Go spend it, invest it, smoke meth, do whatever you want. Because you know that even if there was an unwind, it's unlikely that you couldn't get on and sell it before it got chopped in half. Okay. And at the very least, it would mitigate a lot of the damage. For those of you that have held Nexo for quite a while, this token appreciates pretty fast. It's done quite well. And there's a good chance that it may even outperform some of the other assets in your portfolio. It's certainly outperformed Bitcoin. So over the last 12 months, it's really crushed Bitcoin. So, you know, keep that in the back of your mind, because maybe that's cool. Anyway, keep it in your mind. So that's my Nexo plan for safe leverage. Okay, any questions there? Let's see. I think sell-off is rated. It's news of Biden crypto regulation. No, Biden doesn't even know how to spell crypto. The only one that hates crypto is Janet Yellen, because it's a big, giant alarm bell that says, you failed, Janet, you failed, Janet, you failed. You and Bernanke lie a lot. The difference between Yellen and Bernanke, Yellen's not as clever as Bernanke. He can tell you stupid stuff in such an elegant way and he's an educated guy with these econometric models, and he can spin you backwards. And if you don't really know your game, he'll make you think he's right, even though he is bold-faced, being disingenuous, borderline lying. He's a borderline liar. And so they'll focus on certain things in the economy and they're like, see, like, see what? See? Anyway, Yellen's not that clever. So she's just going to directly go after anything that it kind of embarrasses the status quo, and crypto certainly does look to embarrass the status quo. Okay, Plu asks, are you staking AGI? Yes. They announced they're going to do airdrop, how they're going to do the airdrop for the DAO token. As far as I understood, they were going to announce that yesterday. I was on their Telegram. I didn't see a final plan. I'm guessing we see it today. So we don't know. There was a snapshot taken. My guess is there's going to be a subsequent snapshot, because even people that were at like there were people gaming it from inside Singularity Net. Like people that worked there were like gaming it, going. So basically the way the old they took a snapshot, and everybody that had AGI tokens on a private wallet or in a ledger or on MetaMask or staking was going to get, if you were staking through AGI, you were going to get a percentage, an equal percentage, no matter if you had 100,000 tokens or 1,000 tokens. That was the minimum bar, 1,000 tokens. If you had 1,000 or a gazillion, you would get your share of 5% of the tokens spread out over 4 monthly disbursements. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, pew, and everybody would get equal. And rightly so, people said, wait a minute, what if I'm staking on Binance? They're like, nope. You stake with us. Staking on some nebulous exchange doesn't mean anything, because you're not really supporting the network. And that's true. So maybe Binance is redirecting those tokens into actual staking. Maybe they are not. Maybe they're just doing it to grab your tokens, to have more. Who knows, right? So Singularity Net said, people, no, private wallet or staking directly with AGI. Cool. Then people said, wait a minute, we all get the same amount, whether we have a gazillion tokens or 1,001? I said, yeah. Well, then what's the point of having tons of tokens? Well, we want to make it democratic. Well, that's not democratic, right? If I have 65 kids and they're voting age, my 65 kids can all vote. We get 66 votes, mine and theirs, okay? But so anyway, so that was a problem. Then you had people that were opening up multiple MetaMask wallets and going 1,000 tokens, 1,000 tokens, 1,000 tokens, 1,000. They were gaming it. Why? Because people game everything. And had I enough time, I probably would have opened up 45 MetaMask wallets. 1,000. Anyway, for a number of reasons, they're redoing that, because Gortzel's smart, and he went, this is flawed. It's too easy to game. So they're going to restructure the token distribution. Cool. Let's see. Jeff Berwick of the Dollar Vigilante says the Bitcoin BTC OGs will at some point be atomic, swapping their millions of BTC for XMR. And Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante. Jeff is cool, but you guys know he's a nutbag, right? He is an interesting dude, but he don't be no macro. He don't be no finance. He don't be know nothing. He's just a kook. He's a cool kook. He does some funny videos. He escaped the US, well, / Canada, whatever. And he's Canadian. But this is not a dude you would leverage for advice, Eslo. He's a cool guy, and he throws, let me be fair, he throws badass parties in Acapulco. Okay? I know one of my buddies got invited to go speak for him, with him at his thing. Anarchapulco is what they call it, I think, because he's anarcho-capitalist or whatever. So, whatever. Anyway, yeah, he's funny, but don't take him serious. The Bitcoin OGs, most of them are going to be extremely happy that their Bitcoin went from, a couple bucks when they bought it to many hundreds of thousands of dollars. They ain't doing nothing. They're not moving anything unless they don't have a choice. Now, might they deleverage some into other assets that make sense? Yeah, but that's just kind of the nature of investing in general. We're all going to do that based on our own aversion to risk and, where you can score some yield and things like that. But on the aggregate, I wouldn't count on that. Okay. So we got the Nexo pricing strategy. Great. We got that sorted out. He did call, let's see, BTC at $1 and ETH at $2 though. And he's right about, well, he was early to crypto. So yeah, I mean, he was early to crypto and that's good, but I don't know if that's a call. I mean, so did Max Kaiser. Max Kaiser's a dumbass. Max Kaiser's one of the dumbest humans alive. And what's crazy is he is a very educated, smart, dumb human. Why do I say this? Because he crossed some chasm about 1.5 years or 2 years ago where he just went nuts. He just went insane. It's like he flushed 20 years of actual common sense and education down the toilet. Now he's a whack job. So sometimes these people just cross a chasm. And I don't think, calling Bitcoin at $1, good for you. I hope he put his life savings in it. Or actually, $100. I think we put $100 in at that point. And he did retire to Acapulco and he seems to be doing okay. So, good on him. I don't hate on anybody that's successful. I just wouldn't leverage him for advice. I think there's a big difference between saying Bitcoin's going to make it and everybody in Bitcoin's going to move to random token A and random token B. Yeah. And this is the thing, Frank. Max Kaiser says Max Kaiser's wackier than Kramer. Both of them are actual intelligent dudes. Kramer is wacky because they muzzled him after he went after Timothy Geithner. That's a whole other thing. That's a kind of a macro thing. But he basically put all those dudes on Front Street. I mean, really, it was great. And then CNBC muzzled him and they just turned him into a clown. But Kramer is a beast. He is a very intelligent dude. He is a game theory maxi. Read his book. It's one of the few books about hedge fund managers that's really awesome. Okay. What do you think about the IRS being able to blacklist BTC addresses? Also the blockchain giving anybody ability to view your transaction. Yeah, there's nothing secret. You guys realize this. With Bitcoin, there's nothing you're doing that's secret. It's pseudo-anonymous only because those addresses don't equal your name. But once you link a name to an address or an exit address to an exchange and your name is linked to the exchange, it's all linked. What do you think Chainalysis does? That's a company that just is here to index and connect everyone with everything. So unless you bang your tokens over to mixers and go from one mixer to another mixer to another mixer to an exchange back to a mixer, and then the first time you touch any of your personal products, you're connected again. You're back part of the data stream. You don't, and this is the thing. People that are using crypto as a place to launder money and all that, it's not a good idea. You want to launder money, do it the old-fashioned way. Go with a bag of hundreds, go to Mexico and talk to some cartel dudes, and maybe you don't get murdered. And make your deal that way. Or go buy a vacuum cleaner shop in Los Angeles that no one ever goes into, and occasionally someone comes in and buys a $400,000 vacuum cleaner. Go to Glendale if you're going to do that, the Armenian district. It's like tons of vacuum cleaner. There's all these shops that never have any business, and there's like Ferraris out front. What's that about? Okay. Yep. Yep. Just be old school or go, that EDC, Electronic Daisy Carnival, EDC was started to launder money. Yep. A lot of people come in, they buy the ticket, the thing, there's no way to know what's real, what's not. Yeah. It's just a way to launder drug proceeds. Ecstasy, I think, is where it started. Okay. Demian asks, do you have to earn interest? Wait. Do you like to have earn interest set to Nexo token for bonus interest or in kind? I can't. If you're a US citizen, you can't get the extra Nexo. But if I was going to get paid interest in the tokens, or I was going to get paid in Nexo based on Nexo's history, I would take Nexo. I would take the Nexo. And then I would take the extra, and then you could take the 2% that you get extra because you get a 2% bump in Nexo. And I would take the 2% and convert it into the asset that I want, so that I'm getting my full pop for Nexo and I'm getting my extra percent, and I turn that into the asset, like convert that to my asset. So for instance, if it's Bitcoin that I like or whatever, that's probably how I would play that. Let's go here. Okay. Let's not also add some private, not really. Because again, just think about this, and I'll get off the privacy stuff because we could just go down this road forever. If you do a transaction from any account that has ever been linked to your name ever, and any other account, that account is now linked to your name forever. And any other account, it is now linked to your name forever. Ever. Unless you go from an exchange directly to a mixer. And then guess what? Coinbase, Kraken, they're all going to report to the treasury. He went to a mixer. She went to a mixer. And guess what? Now you're on the target list. If you're in crypto, pay your fucking taxes. Don't dodge anyone. Don't take on undue stupid ass leverage, and fucking chill. You're in the greatest space with the greatest opportunity on earth. Quit trying to make 15 extra percent at the risk of losing all of your stuff. You're getting 200, 300, 700% a year. Do you need an extra 8%? Fuck no, you don't. Don't be so fucking stupid. Not you, Demian. I'm talking about everybody, me included. Quit taking stupid fucking risks. You guys are all going to get fucking rich if you just sit here and stop. Stop fucking meddling. Stop doing stupid shit. Stop trying to grab every motherfucking green candlestick. Just fucking chill and you will get rich. Fucking chill. I don't know why this is so hard. I take zero fucking risk. And I just watch people around me get fucking nuked. I don't know what's wrong. When is enough enough? When is it enough? Come on, peeps. Don't give it back. I do a lot of profanity, BitFlippa, but I don't use the S-coin term because I don't think any project, including Doge, if you have any project and there's at least one person that is committing some amount of life to it, it's valid. It is. If there is a team of developers, it's valid. Even if it's dumb, even if you go, we don't need that, right? If you say, well, we don't need that, but they are working on it. They are using their effort on it. They're pushing, right? If there is a team, if there are developers, if there's a community, it's not an S-coin. S-coin, that's a term that Bitcoin maxis use. And we are not that. We like the Bitcoin, but we... That's right. Gordon Gecko. You know what, Tom? You just won the internet. You just won the internet for Tuesday. Eslo, the IRS doesn't have to block you from spending. They can just shut all of your accounts down. So the IRS can force you to go and be completely cash, right? They've locked down my accounts twice in the last year and a half, right? They've just shut them down. Had nothing to do with crypto, by the way. It was very strange. And I had to go and sit there and on the phone for hours and hours and fighting and and it was a headache. But all of your Bitcoin transactions, assume they're already tracked. All of them. Any connections you made to exchanges, it's already there. The exchanges either are right now or will be reporting to the IRS, to the DEA, to the NSA, to anybody that's interested. all of those, and it's all going to be data mined anyway. And even if they don't report directly, snitch ass companies like Chainalysis and stuff, they're going to be doing all the data mining for them. So it's already reported. There's nothing super secret about crypto. And even if you go from public to super secret and you can escape that money, there's still a line that's been drawn between you and Sketch. And they go, oh, well, he's sketchy. Why would you be using a mixer if you weren't sketchy, right? Why would you be hanging out in a strip club if you weren't touching strippers? It's a good question. I go there for the jokes. I go there for the cocktails. They have a nice wine menu. None of those things is true, except for the stripper part. And then you get a urinary tract infection. Anyway, carrying on. Red flag. Of course, Sylvia, they've already red flagged us. This is why you don't cheat on your taxes. This is why you pay your tax burden. You do everything you're supposed to do. And if you don't want to pay taxes, fine. Borrow against your assets. Borrow them all. Borrow it up and just assume that they're going to knock that thing. But if you borrow, there's no, and again, don't take my advice on anything. Go talk to your tax accountant. But if you take on debt, debt is not income. Yeah. Yeah. CEO, not Binance, Tom, Binance US. The one that's here, not the sketchy one overseas where everybody's running from the law. Okay. Garth, what's up, man? Let's see. So let's do this. When my wife stops spending money, so it never stops. Yeah, that's right. The spending never stops. Okay, let's go. I want to go take you guys on a little journey. Boop. Some cool things. Let's look at. Okay, so, and hopefully you guys can see this. There's a lot of cool things they do over at Gate. So let's talk a second about gate.io. And that's make sure you're on the right website, gate.io. They offer a variety of stuff. And I've played around with most of this stuff. Not all of it, but I've played around with most of it. So you can get paid to vote. They compensate you for voting on new assets they might list. So imagine if they had votes over at Coinbase and you're like, ooh, let's list this token. You get paid with their governance token for voting on new coins. They have a really cool, a news section, which they call their Cryptopedia, which to be fair, I don't leverage that all that much. The startup stuff is cool. So they have all of these assets and they give these huge discounts. So and the more that you work with them, and I'm not going to log in because I'm not going to show you what my account looks like. This is a transition account for me. So what I would say is don't leave assets on Gate. You go, you get them, you bail. You go, you get them, you bail. When will Gate have AGI? I don't know, Brady. Right now you have to go to KuCoin. It seems like the best place. And the better pair seems to be Ethereum AGI on KuCoin. On the Bitcoin one is a little bit, didn't look like there's a lot of liquidity. Okay, so this is their standard coin, their Gate token. And it's actually been kind of going up pretty considerably. The Doge is down. The Doge is down. Doge doesn't go down. You guys remember? It only goes up. Maybe all those new people found out how to sell. What? All right. Tether, I know it sucks. Tether is a main pair of most of these things. Ethereum, I'm starting to get a bid. But here's what I like. Shiba, what a dick. Anyway, here's what I like. So you can go to the regular indexes. You can go to newly listed, and it will show you new tokens that are just kind of popping up. You're seeing a trend, Shiba, Akita. Yeah, they're actually forking the fork of the fork. Litecoin was forked from Bitcoin. Dogecoin was forked from Litecoin. The Shiba was forked from the fork from the fork. This is the fork of the fork of the fork of the fork of the fork. Christ on his cross. Now, and there's even forks of there's a Filecoin fork. There's a Safe Mars. You guys realize Safe Moon. There's a fork of a fork of a fork of a copy of a this or that. But you know what? Look at the percentages in 24 hours. The coins on Gate move really fast. They're mostly illiquid, but they move really fast. You can do pretty good if you want to trade. I do not. I don't mess with these, but I do have a good time taking a look at these. I look around, I watch these tokens move, and then I lament after the fact, oh, why didn't I do it? Why? So anyway, yeah. No, Ryan, if you got, was it higher? because you should have done pretty good. Anyway, so they have newly listed assets. They show the top gainers leaderboard. Okay, so that's cool, but that's nothing super special, right? But what is special is if you go over here, boop. Okay, they have these new issue tokens that pop out. And so these things come across the screen all the time. So what you can do, and I'll just click into one of them. I'm not going to do Safe Mars because that seems pretty stupid. They have trading competitions, quant trading competitions. You can set up your own quant algorithms to trade. I have one moving right now. I'm up 28% on $100. I'm only, that's how much, that's how much I trust my own quant trading strategies. I'm up, but I have $128. I started with 100. So there we go, 28% return on investment. Don't worry about the dollar amount. So yeah, you can set up your own quant strategies, or you can use their quant strategies. You put some money in there and you just say go. And it trades based on your strategy. Cool, right? I know I'm going to be doing like 400,000 push-ups. I think today is my chest day anyway, so kind of fits. So let's look at one of these tokens that's coming out. So they do these token lists, these token launches. So you go here. Okay. Initial offering DAO SHO project Horde. Okay, whatever. So you're like, this is dumb. Well, they do give you a lot of cool stuff. So they're launching a startup platform aims to provide users with access to innovative advanced projects. Traders now have opportunities to make an initial investment. So they let you jump in. Usually there's some lockups, but they let you jump in way early on a lot of these projects. And I've done pretty good on 2, and on 1, I screwed it up and I didn't get anything. They gave me like, I thought I was getting a lot of tokens, and I ended up with like I got 2.3 tokens at 10 cents. And then the token opened at $1.50. I'm like, yes. And I was like, wait, how come I only have 2? And it's because I didn't understand the contracts versus the coupons versus the, so you got to go through that. But anyway, introduction to Horde. Horde enables crypto champions to tokenize and monetize their influence. What does that sound like? Anyone? Rally token. Guess where I got Rally? When it was hard to get, and they were doing the stupid coin list ICO, and everybody was getting screwed, and I got it right here on Gate. So anyway, this is another influencer token. Anyway, it empowers crypto lovers to evolve, following news and tips, capitalizing on information flow with Horde revolutionary dynamics ETFs. You're one click away from trading and investing like the pros. Why? Because you can spin up your own. You can spin up. So this is a crypto influencer kind of fund designer. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, who knows if this token will S the bed or if it'll be, but it gives you the information. Horde, the total supply is 320 million. The initial circulating supply, 30 and change million. They're doing a 25% token sale, 25% distribution. There's DEX liquidity, staking rewards, 10%. Long-term development fund is 10%. Team plus advisors plus foundation, they get 30%. That's a lot. That's a red flag for me. Team and advisors and foundation. Well, it depends how much of that's going to the foundation. If it's 1% to the foundation, 29% to the team and advisors, scam. If it's 15 and 15, so I would want to dig into that. So then you would just go check out their website, which it gives you. You can go right here. You can go check out their website. You can look at their documentation. So what they do at Gate is they do give you everything right in front, so you can go take a look and see if it's something you want to jump in. And if you want to jump in, they make it really cool. So how does it work about Gate? They're going to do $1 million. It's 30% vesting and then 10%. So you basically get 10% a month. You get a fixed price, 2.5%. And they basically pay, the tokens get distributed out along a path. So every month you'll get 10% of your total allocation. You'll get a chunk up front. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And then you have to do it. So payment currency, USDG, lockup currency is DAO. And so they all have these different rules, right? Eligible participants agree to lock up DAO for a period of 20 days. Individual cap is 20,000 DAO. So that's the most you can do as an individual is 20K DAO. You would lock that up. The token distribution participants get a proportional amount of Horde tokens to their share of DAO tokens locked up on Gate.io. So Gate wins because you're locking up DAO. They can loan it. You win because you get these tokens way cheaper than they'll probably open up. Okay. The startup sales designed for Horde's DAO maker SHO portion. By the way, these DAO tokens, you're starting to hear it more and more. It's a way of incentivizing decentralized autonomous organization. It's the governance, is participate in liquidity, blah, blah, blah. Singularity Net. Don't sleep on that one. Don't lunch on that one. Okay. Rules of Horde's DAO portion sale on Gate. Here we go. And so this gives you, this tells you what the specific rules are for this exact sale and how you have to do it. So there's kind of several layers. Yes, I know it says no access, but does it mean no access? I mean, maybe you're from Canada. Maybe you're from France. France is not on the list. I'm not telling you what to do or not do. I'm just throwing words out here, France. I'm just saying random words, Spain, you know? I'm just saying, you know, just stuff. I'm just saying stuff is all, right? So do what you do. That's right. Not even Tron is an S coin, because other than Justin Sun, there is a team. Is it a scam? It's absolutely a scam, but it does have utility, and we can clearly see there's a big cohort of people that believe it. I mean, they have adopted it. So for better or for worse, even Tron is not an S coin, unless the S is scam. But it actually, you know, it's like if you copy, okay, let me give you an example. If I go and counterfeit US dollars and I go spend those dollars and they work. Doesn't make them S dollars. It makes them scammy dollars. They're not real dollars, but the dollars do function. So is it an S dollar? No, because it works as a dollar. So that's would be the difference. Okay. To participate, you'll agree to lock up DAO for 20 days, blah, 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 blah. Users can place orders by agreeing to lock up. Yes. The price is 2.5 cents USDG for each horde. Okay. And so that's pretty cool. You're gaining, you know, 40 for $1. So sweet, man. So anyway, this is how it works. And if you do all these things, initial say startup, they warn you, blah, blah, blah. You go all the way down here. Actually, it's a little bit higher. They'll give you a link. You go to the link, you click through, and then you can fill out. So you have to fill out a form first that says you're from France or Spain, and then you're good to go. Cool. And then what happens is when they launch it, it'll open up. And so once the screen opens up, then you can invest. Cool. That's how it works. So anyway, Gate is really cool. It does all these kind of cool things. And if you're into, and so I'll click the startup link just so you guys can see it. Oh, I have to be signed in. Anyway, if you go to the startup link, what it is it's a checklist of things. Have the right amount of DAO, have this, have that. You're ready. And then it will just say wait. And it will, and then when it goes live, so like in this one is the 20th to the 21st, it goes live at 4 GMT. Remember, that's not our time, that's GMT. So you need to look up on your computer, what is 4 GMT in my time period? And it'll tell you exactly when. These things seem to go in the mid-afternoon LA time is when they pop, because that's like the new GMT day. You know, like, anyway. There you go. Take a look at Gate if you haven't. I really like it. I find a lot of tokens on there, and I find myself telling people to go check it out more often than not. If you're into quant trading and you want to play around, this is a very cool place to do it with a tiny amount of money. You could do it with like $10, $20, $50. It really makes it a lot of fun to be in the space and test out these different strategies for a very small amount of money. And you get that angst of like, I need to be doing something. I need to be touching buttons and doing crap. You get it out of your system with a tiny amount of money, right? And is it gambling to an extent? Yeah, of course it is. It's all gambling, but at least you're setting up your own quantitative strategy. If you ever think to yourself, ooh, I would buy here and I would sell here. And when it sells off 20%, I would jump back on because of the Fibonacci, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Set up a quant strategy on here, test it out, see if it works. Have some fun with it. Cool. Cool. If you like ICOs, they have them. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So from time to time, I'll go through. I happened on this quant stuff just recently, but I've been using Gate for a long time. I really like it. I've been in, since 2017. I've had a Gate account, and it's been getting better and better, and I really like it. The liquidity is not quite there, but it is what it is on some of these hard to get assets. But they do a lot of stuff, right? They do a lot of stuff. So again, take a look, see what you think. And at the very least, go play around with their Gate research, because it's a place where you can go to do very specific kind of TA type research. I'm not a TA guy, but it is interesting just to read this stuff and see what they think. You can go and look at their opinions about the futures markets and options. Kind of interesting, right? So there's all sorts of really cool information. And if you just want to learn the basics of perpetual contracts, continuing contracts, perpetual quant contracts, like all this kind of stuff, it really does walk you through equal weight index funds, right? You get it? So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I likes the Gate. For many of you that are probably using it, you're like, yeah, we likes the Gate. So the Gate's fun. It's good times. Okay. Let's call it a day. I don't think there's anything super exciting happening. We'll give one last glance at prices. But anyway, you got the Gate strategy, you got the Nexo strategy, and the Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. Bitcoin's up. How about that? Bitcoin's having an up day, y'all. And who's leading the charge? Well, Ethereum's looking pretty good. VeChain, yep. The mana, can't keep a good mana down. Flow, they've got a $7.4 billion valuation. Can you believe that? Yeah, because that's what the valuation was. And Near is starting to bounce back. Cool. My guess is tomorrow's a pretty green day because we've taken some pain. Don't get over your skis. Don't get over leveraged. And by all means, don't do anything. My poor insolvent drunk, strung out of meth, high as a kite, grandmother wouldn't do. And today she's just drunk. She's like, that market been so crazy. I'm just drunk.
This is the Profit with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Profit. Hey, you talking to the Profit? Hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them high roads, but had to stay low. Their solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to Profit to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it poppin'. We chillin' in the drop. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket. By any means I rock. This is the Profit with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Profit. Hey.